and Saturday, so fantastic, there we go. I woke up in the middle of the night. If I go back to bed, I'll die. It started when I got out of bed to take a piss. The world's hall was a little fuzzy when I staggered to the bathrooms, one eye open and the other closed as I try not to hit my shoulder again on the doorframe. For the first few seconds, I can't remember how to read the analog watch on my wrist as my conscious mind revs up with the molasses drip of a lumbering diesel engine. The worst, of course, is when I spray just a touch of urine on my bare feet and have to make the difficult judgment call about whether it is a small enough quantity to crawl back into bed without cleaning it off. My wife hates it when I do that, so I've stopped telling her when it happens. Tonight's escapade seemed to go off without a hitch. I got my dick back in my bobsers, nearly completely dry. I was walking triumphantly back to bed, my mind already melting into sleep when I stopped. I couldn't figure out what my lizard brain was showing me, but I knew it wasn't right. There were two people in my bed. The one in my place had his arm around my wife. The jackhammering in my chest began before I was fully able to piece together what was happening. Melissa and I, the only two people in the bed when I went to sleep. I'm pretty fucking sure I would have noticed another person under the covers. Even as complete awareness bloomed, I still couldn't fit the incongruous pieces together in my mind. The nightlight in the bathroom cast a long, thin beam across my marital bed to reveal an unmistakable man's arm wrapped around my wife. Part of me wanted to lunge at him. Another part told me to be as quiet as possible because I needed to get Melissa to safety and didn't know what kind of fit this deuce might pose, so I crept closer, straining my eyes to put out whatever details revealed themselves in the sparse light and the long shadows. I tried not to breathe, not to make a noise, but every muscle twitch felt like booming thunder. I swear I could hear my own heartbeat. I bent closer, then I froze. The man was wearing a watch, my watch. From my position holding just above Melissa, I could see the unmistakable illuminated dials and the edge of a light blue NATO strap. Rage boiled inside of me. This fucker was acting like he was me. I reached out a trembling arm. He snored. I stopped now. I'd never really heard anyone snore, so the sight was a shock. Melissa always complained about how light I was in my sleep, but my response was that I never heard it coming from me. This sound shocked me enough to press up against my limits. I didn't know what a heart attack felt like. It seemed I was on the verge of finding out. Yet I couldn't back away. I leaned closer. Then I saw it. Long, blonde brown hair, with more than a few greys spilled across the face. There was a weak overdue for a shave. It was my face. I don't mean that there bore striking similarities. I mean that this man had my face, and as my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I realized that every part of his body matched mine, down to the way that I slept with my left arm wrapped around Melissa's waist. My head spun faster. I didn't know what was happening, but I knew this man was a threat. Every basic instinct told me that I had to move on him immediately. I leaned forward. I stopped. What the hell was Melissa going to think? I would have to pull her to safety, but there's a chance that she could doubt that I was the real husband. My breath ceased. I was wrong. There would be no doubt. She'd be convinced that the husband sleeping beside her was the real one, and that the man attacking in her sleep was an imposter. She might even help him fight me. I bit my lip until I tasted blood. What the fuck did I do? Just then I remembered the gun. Melissa hated the purchase, but I insisted that keeping the pistol in the house was the best way to protect us. I promised to keep it hidden from potential intruders, yet accessible in case of an emergency, which is why I slipped it between the bed and the wall. right next to the clone's head. Melissa wouldn't have to choose between us if I attacked. There was no way to reach the weapon without awakening the other. If I tried, I would end up dead, and she would believe whatever story the imposter told. I backed away. The clone snored again when I touched the doorknob. I counted 19 seconds of breathless silence before slowly opening the door and slowly closing it. I tiptoed down the 13 wooden steps without making a noise, then snuck into the kitchen. This is the farthest I've gone, but can't wake them up. Calling the police to arrest my clone would make me look like the crazy one. Even if they showed up, the cops would believe the word of the man next to my wife. Right now, my best idea is to take the kitchen knife and see if I can stab the copy man before he wakes up enough to reach for the gun. Of course, if I fail, that means Melissa will end up with 2 dead husbands, a lifetime with Kvola, and 0 answers. So, helping on it. What to do? So that was the first story. That one was called I Woke Up in the Middle of the Night.